Okay, you good?
I'm great. How are you now?
I'm good. All right, good morning, everybody. As you can see, we're still here in Maggie Valley in North Carolina. It is the Monday after the weekend of the Southeastern Mini Truck Nationals 2024. We had a bit of rain all weekend on and off. It didn't really damper any of the events or the festivities. Sunday yesterday was a little bit of a dreary day, but everybody still kind of stuck around for the most part, did the awards. Our two boys that were with us, Country Graphics and Tuckin A, Matt and Adam, both took home Fab 5 awards, which top 5 out of the whole show, which is amazing. Plus Matt took home a top 10, and that was a debut for that Blue Ranger. So that was amazing. Rebecca and I are going to be sticking around here for a few more days, and we're going to be doing some mountain biking, some hiking, and it is gorgeous blue skies up outside of here right now that we're looking at over the mountains, over the Smokies here. So we're going to be getting out and doing a bunch of stuff, trying to do some sightseeing, so we're still sticking around. Those other guys all left last night and this morning, so it's just us, and we're here for a few more days to make this a nice little trip for ourselves.
So many activities planned.
So many activities planned. The Murano is absolutely loaded with gear. It looks like two 10-year-olds are living in it with all the mountain bikes, skateboards, and roller skates.
Do we have any idea where we're going?
Not a clue.
Absolutely not. Do we have any idea where we're staying? Absolutely not. But that's all part of this journey, which is kind of fun.
It's really fun.
I like it.
Yeah, it's really
we
fun.
have an idea of the activities we're doing. We just don't know where, when.
We're just going to wing it because you never know with the weather here. It looks like we've got really good weather for the next few days, so we should be good. We're going to try and jam pack in as much adventure as we can before we head back up home and get back to real life. As for what I wanted to ask and talk about in this video, I kind of wanted to get a perspective of, I know what I thought of the show yesterday and all weekend long, and what Jason Bell and the organizers of Mini Nats did, which was a phenomenal job. This was one of the best shows I've ever seen. The amount of trucks that were there, we heard somewhere about 750 to 800 were in the venue, never mind what was outside here that just showed up to hang out and cruise the strip. The feedback from people that we heard in Sippers in the Valley, in the coffee shop here in town, shout out to Amber and the entire family. Absolutely phenomenal. Love that place. Love you guys. You were so good with us all weekend long.
So much fun.
So much fun. We'll put a picture in right here of the photo we took when the guys walked in with their awards afterwards. It was unbelievable. But the feedback in there was a whole bunch of different locals from different age groups, from seniors down to young people, about how much they love this event and how this event kicks off the entire tour season for this area. As we were in there, Amber was waiting for a phone call from her friends over at Mini Nats to let her know once they announced the dates on the trophy stage when they were doing it. They called her right after to let her know for next year, for 2025, when the dates were, and she went absolutely nuts.
Her excitement waiting for that phone call was the best.
Now, will you let me know? She's like, yes, I will.
Mini Truckin dates just confirmed for 2025.
April 25th through April 27th.
There you go. Right here at Sippers, you heard it first. You heard it first.
Oh man, I'm so grateful
we know
that
where
she
to
called.
get. We know where to get our coffee.
This is the only place to get your coffee.
Oh man.
Oh, it's hilarious. She was waiting and waiting, and then the phone rang, and she freaked out. She's like, it better be it. And then she turned around, and sure enough, it was it. And it was the dates, and she freaked out. And so the love that this area and this town has for this show, and the respect that everybody has for this show, and the respect that everybody who comes here for this show gives back to this town is insane. It's not like anything else. The only other thing I've seen is LST. Shout out to Lonnie and Radar. Love you guys. It's the same style of thing where if you don't have this venue and you don't have the people in the town behind you, you don't have an event. And without that, you got nothing. So you have to work hand in hand. The law enforcement and the police force were phenomenal. They were good with everybody cruising. If you did step out of line, you got warned. And most people were, everybody was really good for the most part. I think there might have been one issue. And they took care of it quickly. But the show itself, this town loves having this here. Like, this sets off the entire events season for this area, which is crazy.
Can I say something from an environmental perspective?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say also too, something that I noticed was the lack of trash.
Oh,
lying
God,
around.
yeah.
The
Clean.
grounds were completely clean. There wasn't garbage everywhere.
No.
Like the porta potties were well taken care of, which is pretty good. Also, female perspective, always looking for clean bathrooms. But yeah, walking around, there wasn't trash all over the place. Beer cans. There wasn't. Yeah, I thought that was great.
There was nothing, and this was my major takeaway from LST in Texas back in February. And I've spoken to Lonnie and Radar about this immensely, and we had a conversation with them yesterday morning at the Garage Gear trailer about why that show is the blueprint of how it should be run, and this is no different here. How clean everything was makes it so enjoyable. It's not just guys in their trucks and coming out as a guy show, and the whole family. The women are there that enjoy it. The whole family's there. All age groups are there. And it's because of that. It's because of how well it's run and how clean it is. No one's going to come to a dirty event. No one's going to a dirty show like festivals and things like that where it's just horrible to be at. So those are the main takeaways. You could have 10 trucks in there. That place could be spotless and it'll still be a great event even with a minimal amount of vehicles because of how clean everything is. It is a huge factor and they do a fantastic job here. From my point of shooting this entire event and doing media, and for the first time for me being here, this was unbelievable. The setting in the valley with the mountain behind us and the goats up on the hill that everybody was waiting till 4 o'clock to point out, and then Charlie and Finnegan coming down and wandering around and being there all weekend long, and Charlie the bird, and somebody had a possum, and whether you liked vehicles or not, there's something for everybody. There was something for everybody, from dogs to pugs to Bostons.
I pet so many dogs.
Like, it's
a good
insane.
thing I didn't have a camera because I probably would have just filmed dogs all weekend.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like there's something for everybody. If you don't think I'm not into the trucks or I'm not, trust me, there's something
So
for
many
everybody.
cool trucks.
Which leads me to why I wanted to do this video. I want Rebecca's perspective. She knows my background with lowriders and old cars and hot rods and the truck scene and stuff like that. Has yet to be involved in it because I've kind of stepped away from it for a little bit just with how I changed my life and the stuff happening with down south and us moving in a different direction for our future. But I'm still involved in it and I still love it. And the 2 trucks that won yesterday, top 5s, I have been lucky enough to have been a part of and do all the body and paint and graphics and striping and do all the custom work on those vehicles. So I'm very, very grateful and lucky that I am still somewhat a small part of this. But I want her perspective as a lady's perspective coming to a show where, it's just the guys and it's just the trucks. But when she got there, it's a whole different animal. There's 50-50. There's women that are building beautiful vehicles. There's young teenage girls that are into this and driving the scene higher. Dads and daughters walking around like they're building together.
Great stories behind a lot of them too.
And that's what I wanted to ask you is what's your takeaway on this show from an outside perspective, a female perspective?
My perspective was, again, going back to the environmental piece, was that I love going to an event and seeing people respect the communities that they go to, right? So again, going back to seeing how clean it was absolutely amazing. People were respectful. There was people from all over the States. There was people from all over Canada. Everyone was there for all the same reasons, for a good time, to check out all these amazing vehicles, and people were so nice and they were respectful of the community that they were in, right? Like it wasn't just the actual like fairgrounds that were tidy, the whole town was tidy. In terms of being at the event, I mean, myself, I love old trucks. So I thought it was pretty cool to be there to see all the different old style trucks, and then also talk to people. For me, whenever I go to something like this or whenever I meet people, as you probably learned so far watching Adam's videos, is I'm very talkative and I'm a little bit outgoing. So I like to kind of interview people. So I found it kind of neat that going around and talking to people and learning a little history about what got them into it, learning about the actual vehicle that they had and kind of the story behind it. And then also too, seeing like the different generations was pretty cool as well. But overall, like so much fun. It's also pretty
many
neat.
Laughs.
Yeah, like
so many laughs, so much ball breaking. It's unbelievable. Like it is just, it's your stomach and your face hurts from laughing.
So much laughing.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. It was 1000% needed.
Yeah.
the other piece too I wanted to say, what I thought was really neat is just seeing all the different car clubs not only kind of connect with each other, but then also connect with the other car clubs, and then seeing like a car club like
from a different state and you haven't met them yet.
Right, and they all just go up and introduce themselves, and they're all part of the same club, but they've never met before. So, and then they become friends at this event, and well, I could even say family for some of them.
It is. Those clubs are family. We're talking thousands of members, and they've got chapters in every state, and they've got chapters in Japan and all across the world. And a lot of them, you don't get to see everybody, especially Canada coming to the U.S., right? So that's a big one. It's the brotherhood and the community that keeps them together and makes them travel. And they have no problem spending the money because they're creating an entire family unit that no matter where they go, they've got somebody to be with, to hang out with. And the amount of friends we've made just in Texas, and then coming here and seeing people again, and they know your name, and you're like, they know your name, they know our trucks. Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty surreal. Like, there's always a bigger level to the U.S. than there is to Canada, and we've always dealt with that where growing up you see it and you're like, oh, I wish you could be as big as the U.S. trucks or the cars and the hot rods, and they're the ones you got to look up to, but we're on the same level. We keep up with them pretty well now, so it's cool to come down here and see. And this year being the 30th annual is seeing the OG trucks out that are still around after 40 years. Precision Power Truck, getting to hang out with Mike's Flow Runner, getting to see Crew Cut. Shout out to Dave for bringing Crew Cut and the Navigator up, and Maddie's Lightning, and like getting to see some of that stuff was just kind of crazy because Crew Cut's been around forever and you only ever see it in magazines. So seeing some of these cover trucks that have been around, and all of a sudden they're out at Randy's Too Ballistic, who we were lucky enough to meet and hang out with in Texas all the time, and then see him again here. It's a pretty crazy family thing that outsiders might not understand, that's what's happening within the show. When it started raining, we were over on the one corner and there's a giant wedding tent that the clubs bring, and I'm like, this is all just people hanging out. And she's like, do they all know each other? I'm like, nope. There's NC, there's Acro, there's Pebble Pushers, like no regrets. Like the clubs, like they're just hanging out. I go, the rain sometimes pushes everybody under a tent, and then you have no choice but to meet everybody and hang out. And everybody's there for the same reason, to hang out. That's it. They're all there under one same bond, and it's an amazing thing that some outsiders don't understand and see, and they think it's just a bunch of people causing problems, and it's not. You'd be surprised at how much family connection is involved in something like this, and how many generations are involved, and how much blood, sweat, and tears go into this stuff. Like, some of these things have more money into them than your house. So that's their passion, and that's what's keeping them and saving them from the world. It's their passion, and whatever your passion is, it's why you never make fun of somebody else's passion, because you have no idea what it's saving them from or helping them through at that point in their life. And that's what a lot of this is.
Not only money, but time and energy.
Oh, time and energy and fabrication in the years.
Our friend, for example, come to this show, a little bit stressed out and excited,
years.
So much adrenaline. 16 years of putting together this truck, and then having their debut, and then hearing their name called not only once, but twice, to win 2 awards.
Top 10 Mini Truck, and took the Fab 5, and he was up against 4 other trucks that are the best in the nation right now.
So cool.
And to see that after 16 years, he was in tears and crying, and I did film it, and he's trying to hide it with his hoodie because he didn't want to see him. I started crying and tearing up because I'm like, I get it. I know what that feels like.
The release.
Yeah, the release of it. I'm like, dude, you let that out. Don't worry about that stuff. I don't care if you're in here with a bunch of grown men. You let that out. This is a big deal. This is 16 years coming, and you deserve that, to be recognized for that. So
I love that.
My takeaway is that I'm coming back. We're going to be back in this area anyways because we love the outdoors and this kind of stuff, and we want to be able to come down on mountain bike trips. And it's not far of a run. From the border, it's about 10 hours straight run, which is fine, and we're only a couple hours on the other side, so it's not bad. As for the event, I'm going to be back. I would love if she wants to come back too.
Absolutely.
Because it is a blast and it's really fun.
So many dogs.
So many dogs.
But even if you're not super active too, just driving through.
Oh, the night scene and driving through the area.
Oh my goodness, driving through the mountains, like absolutely stunning.
Beautiful.
Stunning. And you know, there's some fairly decent easy trails in the area too. So even if you want to just take some quick trails and head out and check out some waterfalls and not actually hike up a mountain, like you can do that too.
Yep, for sure you can. So yeah, that's kind of our take on this event for this year as a first timer, especially for the 30th anniversary for this. Jason Bell and all the organizers at Mini Nats, you guys did a phenomenal job. I'm so glad I was here. I'm so glad I got to shoot for the weekend. I'll be having once we get back home, I'm going to have time to sit down and I'll get out all the videos and all the footage. I'm putting up shorts right now. Anybody who got a sticker in their truck with our logo on it, we shot your vehicle. We shot a lot of vehicles. I actually ran out of stickers, a few hundred of them, putting them into vehicles. I was also out shooting everybody coming and going in the rows when you guys were driving by. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow this because you're going to be featured here. So we want to thank the organizers for allowing us to do that and allowing us to be cool to film and throw the drone up and do all that kind of stuff. Shout out to Andrew from Mini Truckin Takeover. So glad to see you, homie, fly in from Houston. Thank you so much for being here and showing the love that you did when we were down in Texas. We can't thank you enough for supporting Canada. We really can't. Phil, our homie from up home at Phil Built Designs. Man, the aluminum you did for Adam's truck on those new pieces was unbelievable, man. They look great. It's too bad you couldn't have been here. We know you wanted to, but work got in the way again. So we'll see you when we get back home. Damn work.
Shout out to Adam for booking this lovely Airbnb.
Shout out to my boy, Country Graphics.
Great.
Yeah, this Airbnb was great.
Super close to the event.
Everybody's up on the hill here in this whole row. There's trucks everywhere and everybody's just hanging out. Shout out to the whole crew that was here, from Todd to Breyer to Mel to Matt, for Gary for driving Matt's truck, getting it trailered down here.
Great crew.
Yeah, my ride or die right here beside me for this. Like we had a blast. I'm really glad she had a good time. And now it's on to the next adventures for the next few days. So for myself and Rebecca, we're here in Maggie Valley, and we're going to continue on our way and go do some hiking and go check out a waterfall or two. But, you got any last words?
I love North Carolina.
I told her she would. I've spent a lot of time in Hatteras, east, on the East Coast. When I go out there and surf with all my other guys, I've spent a lot of time, a few years out there. And I used to truck through here, so I love North Carolina, and I knew she would once we got into the valley of the Smoky Mountains and DuPont and Pisgah and all that.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
for
and the people here, we're going to have, there's a whole video that's going to come out of just yesterday afternoon. We left the awards just before everything was done, before the boys got their big awards, and we went to Sippers. And it was full, just all locals chilling in the afternoon. And we wanted to go in and see Amber and just relax and get the chance to say goodbye. And then they all rolled in with their awards, and I was filming all of it. So there's going to be an entire video just from Sippers that was hilarious. From the whole conversation with the locals about the show and about Canada and all our boys coming in and everybody there hanging out. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Such a vibe.
Yeah, such a vibe. You're not going to want to miss that. That's what these road trips are all about, is the community and meeting people and getting out there. And that's what's so cool. You just park your vehicle and walk and hang out, and you'll see it in the other videos how this show goes down. And I highly recommend next year that you show up for this event. It doesn't disappoint. There is something for everybody, whether you're into vehicles or not. So for that, we should, I think it's after 10, we should get off the front porch of the Airbnb because the nice cleaning lady is here inside, and we're going to get on our way. Ready to go?
I am ready.
Okay, make sure you like and subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you in the next one.